All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone, and good evening to y'all. I had another suggestion here, and this one is right up my alley, so I did not hesitate with this one. This one's hard for me to say, Pyrotrex Productions, I believe is the proper pronunciation. And the video is called The Most Iconic Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal Stories mini-movie. I think the title kind of tells it for itself. So if you're a Kobe Bryant fan or a Shaquille O'Neal fan, or you want some stories from that time, you clicked on the right video. So as always, I'm going to leave the original link. I'm sorry, the link for the original video down below in the description, so you can watch it without my commentary if you want. But for everybody else, all I ask of you is to like the video because it helps me out a ton. And I'd really appreciate that. And let's do this. Here we go.
You will always forever go down as the most enigmatic, the most controversial 1-2 punch, big little, in the history of the game.
He's my big brother. I mean, what can you say? I mean, we've grown up here in LA together. We play very well together. We went through a period of time where we struggled to find ourselves, but we have, and it's a good rhythm that we have.
You know, people think you have to be lovey-dovey to win championships.
It doesn't matter if we had disagreements and saying, our drive to win, like we have to win. There's no other option.
People always ask me, if you had to go back and do it again, what would you do? Nothing.
But through that friction, we managed to win 3 championships in a row.
This is something that I have to live with, that Kobe has 5 and Shaq has 4. So
Yep.
I gotta live with that all my life.
That brings me so much joy.
Guys, if you haven't seen the conversation the two of them had, I think it was on TNT a couple years before Kobe passed away. The two of them, they aired out all their laundry, all their issues with each other, and man, it's an entertaining conversation the two of them have. They really get into it. You know, they're not fighting, but they're speaking their truths. And it was really cool that they got to make amends before it was too late. Rest in peace, brother.
He had an aura about him that I've never seen in an 18-year-old. The aura was kind of either this kid's really cocky or he
the real
believes
deal.
in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you told me one day in the forum when I first met you? You said you were going to be the finish it for me.
With the greatest player of all time?
Yes. You remember you told me that?
No, but that sounds something.
No,
that
you
sounds
said
like
it.
something that I would say.
I remember him at 18 years old telling me he's going to be the Will Smith of the NBA. Yeah, and I was like, all right, okay. Will Smith.
And I love it too because he did strive for that. His whole career, he strived for it. He wanted to be better than Jordan. But when it was, throughout the entire journey, he gave Jordan his respect the whole time. He even took on mentorship, where Jordan was mentoring him. And then when it was all said and done and he retired, he didn't hesitate to say, nah, man, Jordan's the GOAT, because he knew he didn't quite get there. He wanted 7. I thought Kobe was going to get 7 at a certain point there.
Yeah, times have changed. I've always had ambition.
I was like, slow down, young fella. But he had a dream, he had a vision. Mm-hmm. Another thing you told me as an 18-year-old, I'm going to be better than Mike. So I knew it definitely drove you. It's always going to be there, those comparisons when somebody's come before you. So I knew one day that he's going to be whatever he sets out to be.
What most people don't know is our story goes back when I met you
in Orlando. Right. He came to Orlando to see Penny.
And I came to a game, and Penny back then was my role model. And, I looked up to him quite a bit. I asked to take a picture with him. He kind of brushed me off.
And he had this sad look on his face, and I grabbed him. Was like, "Come on, man, take a picture." I never knew that was him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never knew that was him until he told me. When we did that TNT Laker thing, he said, "You don't remember meeting me?" He never told me that. Like, through all the years that we played in there, he never told me that.
And,
Now, how crazy is that, by the way? He looked up to Penny, but Penny gave him the cold shoulder, and then Shaq comes along, and he's like, "Hey, young fella, I'll take a picture with you." That's cool. I got some beef with Shaq sometimes because he's so insecure, and he says some messed up stuff, but I could tell he does have a good heart. He's just, he deals with jealousy and insecurity.
That's when it's the first time I met you.
I don't know if you know this, but we get a call from Jerry West, my agent. 2 a.m. Me and Jerome, we out at the club. So we get to the Omni Hotel. Jerry West is in a Versace house coat. Come on up, big fella.
Come on in, big
And I
fella.
come like, how you doing, Mr. West? He said, I got some good news, I got some bad news. I said, what's the bad news? He said, I can't get you the 150 you asked for, but I can get you 120. He showed me the contract, and I've never seen so many zeros in my life. Cool. So I'm signing. And as I'm signing, he puts his hand on my shoulder. He said, let me tell you something. I just got this kid. I don't know how I got this kid. I got a kid named Kobe Bryant. You and him, we're going to get multiple championships. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, but I'm trying to sign. I wasn't worried about none of that. I was just trying to get to that 120 and trying to get to that 120.
Can you guys imagine? Yeah. You know, I can give him a hard time for it, but at the same time, I've never seen a $120 million contract. Like, shoot, I'd sign that shit so fast for playing basketball. Hell yeah, in Los Angeles, let's go.
That was the first time I knew of your greatness, and he wanted it right away. A lot of guys don't have that when they come in. A lot of guys just like to go through the rope, but he wanted it. He wanted it. So his rookie year, we let him do what he do, make his mistakes. But the defining moment in his greatness was we were playing Utah. Nobody wanted to take the last shots. I'm not taking the last shot, shooting 40% from the free throw line. Y'all ain't gonna be talking about me.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
One thing what I loved about you as an 18-year-old is you wanted it. A lot of guys on our team didn't want it, but you wanted it at a 18-year-old. And that's why in the Utah game, everybody...
Yeah, you got guys like seasoned, 21 years in the league, like LeBron, still staying away from the last shot. And this kid comes fresh out of high school, you know, with worn out legs because he's not used to an NBA regular season. And he's in the playoffs. I think he was in the playoffs, right? I'm pretty sure this was in the playoffs. And yeah, he goes out and starts gunning. He's gunning threes because nobody else wants it. So he's taking it, you know? He's trying to win the game for his team, and he's the youngest kid on the team. And it was, if we didn't know, we knew at that point, like, this kid has no fear.
He talks about those air balls. I wasn't mad at you. So he takes 3 shots to air balls. If you can remember, and I hope you can show this clip, I was the one that grabbed him and said, hey, man, don't worry about it. One day people going to fear you. And that's why I was the first one to come grab you and say, hey, I know everybody's laughing and giggling now, but one day people will fear you at the end of the game. And next year he come in, we come in a little more. He wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it.
Like, did you see anybody you played with that eventually developed that killer instinct?
Yeah, his name was Kobe Bryant. Because when he first came in, his first 2 years, he was an NBA player, but it's not to that second, third year that he became Kobe Bryant. Remember his rookie year.
He wearing a Star Wars shirt?
Getting a lot of playing time.
Hold on, look at that.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you got a Star Wars shirt on.
His rookie year. He wasn't getting a lot of playing time, so. When he was 18, he used to be in the locker room dribbling and shooting without the ball for hours. And then you see him practice the same move on the court. Like, he was obsessed with being the best ever. You know, he'd always, like, I could do stuff in my head without practicing, but he would do stuff in his head in practice. So, like, we in the game going over warm-ups, and he'd just get up and go. Get his move and take your dribble to his leg, but come back, pump fake, shoot. Like he would actually do that. Just pump faking and moving around somewhere without a ball. You can't guard me. like just talking to himself. We're like, me, Fisher, Fox, we're all looking at him like. So we just let him be.
Did you say anything to him?
No, I didn't say anything.
How long did that go on?
For a couple months. And then he'd go in the game and do it. We was like, damn. So, you know, we knew that with his determination that, you know, he was going to be somebody. My favorite Kobe moment is in the finals in Indiana. I file out. I'm like, damn.
Oh,
I
yeah.
let the team down again. And you put your hand on my shoulder and said, don't worry, big fella, I got it.
This was like that. It's pretty symbolic. You guys remember when Magic Johnson did this? In the finals, the first season he played with the Lakers, it was his rookie season, and Kareem goes out with an injury, and Magic does the never fear. Magic is here, and goes out and plays center and dominates at center. This was kind of reminiscent of that, you know? History tends to rhyme.
You took over.
The Lakers take a 3-1
Kobe says, don't worry, I got this.
lead.
Always knew you was a bad cat, but that moment right there, because you had no fear. I was like,
Well, you know, I knew how much it meant to you. right? And as brothers, you don't let your brother down, right? It wasn't my time yet. This championship was yours, right? Because you had worked hard to get us to this point, right? For your whole career in Orlando and all the disappointments, and here you are. And it's my responsibility to pick that up.
I found out Kobe Bryant took
Now that's a good teammate, man.
over. He's a fabulous player. And now, uno mas to go.
How would you press it? Tell us.
I pressed his buttons and said, this ain't your team, this is my team, little man. You might be Kobe, but I'm the Shaq. We don't always get along.
Right.
But if the respect is there,
Right.
you can never be beaten. Like, y'all know him. He was alpha. Y'all know me. I was an alpha. We didn't always agree on things, but when it come time to compete on the court, I think the fact that we always competed with each other made us even more unstoppable. So me being the leader of the team, I knew what I had. I used to mess with him all the time because I already know I'm giving you 28, 29, 30, 40. Now I got to get him to give me that because I could never do it by myself. It had to be a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Look, I got a little brother. We argue all the time. My cousin lived with me. We argue and fight all the time. But the thing that kept us going was the respect. The key thing that was there was the respect thing was there. When I get double teamed, you know I'm looking for him. When he get double teamed by the rim, he looking for me. Seem to hate each other. If he gets double teamed, he's going to still drop it off for the lob. I ain't got to like you. I ain't got to do what you do. But if you open in the corner, Matt, even if we had a fight the other day, I know you're going to knock that down for me.
Yeah.
I'm kicking it. Game 7 versus Portland.
To be fair, they always did that. Even in the final years where there was like obvious hatred between the two of them. I don't want to say hatred, but a ton of animosity and a lot of tension between them. Excuse me. When the lights were on, they still dominated together. You know, they did.
If we hate each other so much, how come after he crossed Scotty up, how come he didn't take the shot?
Yeah.
If you look at all the documentaries, the first championship, there's 20,000 people in the arena. And I go and put my hand up like this. One guy runs and jumps in my arm. Who's the first guy that jumps in my arm? So the respect thing was there. So if we hate each other, how you have that moment? All that other shit that everybody was trying to boom, 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 boom. It's a myth if you think that if you're working in a closed environment, everybody gets along. I guarantee you that's not the case.
Oh, yeah.
I know for a fact it's not the case.
For sure.
I knew for sure Rick Fox, my teammates, they all thought I was absolutely crazy the day me and Shaq got in a fist fight.
Oh, man.
I think I can remember the first time we had our first fight, and you looked and said, okay, this is crazy.
I did say that.
Yeah, I did. You did. Anyway, we were playing a pickup game.
Yeah, this is real, man. This is real.
We was doing a lockout season, Southwest College, playing a pickup game. We're on opposite teams.
Right.
And trash talking.
Yes.
And you kept saying, yeah, take that little. I'm like, I'm looking around. Oh, me.
Yes.
Right? And I said, oh, hold on, ain't gonna be too many more of those little, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what'd you say? Well, what you gonna do about it? Well, what you gonna do about it? And then that's, the next thing I knew, I saw a big hand coming this way. And I remember going this way. I remember throwing some lollipop. Golden Polynese came and caught, and then they all just kind of broke us apart, broke us up.
That day
Golden
was
Polynese.
a big turning point for him because it was like, you know, he's generally used to talking trash and saying what he wants and nobody really stepping up and challenging him on that. And when he saw me challenge him on that, he was like, this kid's crazy. All right, I can win with that.
And then from that moment on, I knew we spoke the same language. It doesn't matter if we had disagreements this and the other, our drive to win, like we have to win. There's no other option.
I kind of perpetuated it out of the locker room because one thing I understood was marketing. So, yeah, I don't like him, he don't like me, and everybody talked about us. That's all I want. Kind of went too far to where people kind of believed it. But if you believed it, if we believed it, you think we went 3 out of 4? If it was real, you think that when we won our first championship, 30,000 people in the arena, one guy runs and jumps in my arm. So all it was a respectful big brother, little brother relationship.
Bottom line is, you know, all that fighting and whatnot, they could have coexisted for a very long time. What really pissed Kobe off was that Shaq was getting in worse and worse shape every single season. You know, it's something they talk about during the sit-down interview or conversation. But it took a long time until it actually got out there. But that was a lot of why Kobe was pissed off. because he was always in the gym, always training, and Shaq was never there. You know, and if they are like a duo, a partnership, you know, like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, they were always training together. But Shaq, you know, Kobe was there and Shaq wasn't. You know, Shaq was out like partying and, you know, being a Hollywood guy, movie stars, rap albums, living a Hollywood life. And Kobe wasn't going out partying or doing anything like that. He wanted to keep winning. But Shaq got a little content after he won that first ring. He admits it. You know, he's like, he wanted to eat a lot of food and sit in the jacuzzi and relax, you know, and then he was like, I'll get in shape when the next season starts. That was his attitude. And Kobe kept coming back stronger every season. So, of course, you know, two sides of the string and they're pulling in different directions. Eventually, it's going to snap. But I do believe they always respected each other.
After that day, they were like, okay, Kobe, you're certifiable.
Yeah. You're a psychopath if you're willing to fist fight with Shaquille O'Neal. You're crazy.
All it was a respectful big brother, little brother relationship.
After that day, they were like, okay, Kobe, you're certifiable.
Hey, Joe, that must have been a crazy.
Yeah.
It was this, man. It was, yeah, I missed me by inches.
Did we get along all the times on the court? No. But we know in sports, that's how it is in the locker room.
Well, I'm obsessive, and I believe we need to work night and day, figure out how to get to where we need to go. He wanted to do it a different way. And so there was constant challenge there to get that done. But I wasn't going back down from him. And neither was he. He felt I should play a certain way, give the ball into him. I said, I'll give the ball into you if you work. You don't work, you don't get the ball.
Yeah.
He said, throw me the ball. No. Work.
Yeah.
My first year, we were
Yeah,
playing.
there it is. And it came down to, no, get the fucking rebound. You know, that's where it kind of ended.
And, he kept posting up, but they kept fouling him, so he kept going to the free throw line and kept missing them. And so he'd throw the ball out to me. I'm not throwing that shit back in there, right? So I kept shooting him, right? So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, and same thing, hey, I'm open. Okay. There you go. Come back in. Hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, fuck that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro.
There it is. There it is.
18 years old, man. 18 years old. And I must have been out of my damn mind.
Man, for those of you who don't know, I did make earlier on when I had lower quality equipment and everything, I made a series of videos here, like Kobe tribute videos. I talk a lot about Kobe, but for those of you who don't know, man, 2019 and early 2020, I went through a really, really hard time. And watching these, all these interviews with Kobe and conversations with Kobe post retirement, and him just being brutally honest, lit a fire in my butt. So, you know, when I was young, I got really, really influenced by Michael Jordan as far as just like, hey, never say die, you know, no excuses, you know, go out and, you know, go kick ass and take names and, you know, go out and kick ass in the world. But then I lost it for a little while there. And then all this Kobe Bryant stuff, like, really lit a fire in my butt because I remembered that mentality. You know, don't make excuses. You know, can't blame anybody else. That's LeBron James shit. You know, can't be a victim. Can't feel sorry for myself, even though some bad stuff happened to me. But, like, Kobe really helped me in the later part of my life. Michael Jordan helped me accomplish a lot in the beginning of my life, and Kobe lit a fire in my butt for the second half. And I'm forever thankful. Sadly, you know, this was continuing on in early 2020, and that's when he passed, and my heart broke. My heart shattered when he passed away. But I'll always be forever thankful. Yeah, it was through videos and stuff like that, you know, but still, in a way, I wish I could thank him somehow. He changed my life. You know, he got me back. He got me back on my feet, and I came back stronger than ever. And yeah, I have a great life. I'm very lucky. I'm a very lucky man now.
Never pulled any punches.
So I didn't say it. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, Kobe.
See is what you get, man. Neither one of us are gonna go, you know, smile in your face and then go over here and we never did that. We'd say it right to each other, man.
Respect.
Be done with it. Now let's go out and win.
Yeah.
He would say, okay, Kobe's not throwing me the ball. And, you know, media would take it and run with it and all sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, bruh, if you were in shape, by the time I run down on a fast break and run back and then run down, you're still coming down the first time, bruh. Like, what the hell do you want me to do?
The guys were complaining. Said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me in that motherfucker.
Oh, man.
So
That's like Kobe's celebration of life.
Back and told Rick and Big Shot Bob, I said, just get the rebound. He's not passing. I knew what I was going to give you. Know if I could have somebody else that can give similar and more, I was definitely going to win. So I was always the guy that presses buttons. I wanted to do something with him that I used to do when we played together. Like, I would just go in and be like, Kobe, I need 30 tonight. I'm tired. Kobe, I need 40 tonight. Kobe, free throws not falling. I need you to go out and do what you do. I used to come in and be like, hey, man, I'm tired today. I need you to get 40. He'd say, okay. Hey, man, I went to a club last night. I'm not doing it tonight. You do it. True story. So I'm
sure that shit got old after a while, though.
Able, like he had that type of motive. And he was a guy that I know that if I talk smack, he's going to come out and try to score 50. Probably only pulled that trick 15 times. He's probably 15-0 with whatever I demanded, he would go out and do it. But, you know, that's just the type of guy he was. He announced he was going to be playing the last game, TNT, flew down, and I did what I always did, even when he was a youngster. So last week on TNT, I challenged him because I knew it would be exciting for him and exciting for the fans. I said, hey, your last game, I think you should, hey, man, I need you to get 50 tonight. You know, I need you to get 50. And he was like, no, I can't do it. Kobe, they're doing a big celebration for you the last game. A lot of us are going to be there. Can you promise me one thing?
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you do it? Your last game, your last home game at the Staples, can you give us 50?
More than two. No. No, absolutely not.
All right, brother.
Absolutely not, man.
And we all know what he really did, man. I can't believe he did it, man. He went out in just that freaking perfect Kobe Bryant style.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, man.
Yes,
enjoying
likewise.
that game one more time, man.
So when I walked into the arena yesterday, I was like, hey, remember our bet. You need 50. And he turned around with the look like he usually does and says, all right, I'll go for it. And at first, you know, I was like, I might not get it, but then I got to 37 and 45 and then 57, and then you hit that three and the crowd goes crazy. It was a great moment. And what did he do? He went out and got 60.
Exactly. Oh, man. I'll take your 50 and raise you 10, Shaq.
That was probably the last time I saw him, but I should have reached out. I should have got in his DM. I just should have. So now I'm just trying to reach out more to people that I know, people that I love, people that I care about.
Yeah.
Who would Shaq be if he had your
And that's a good life lesson for all of us. We all think we're immortal. We all think we're going to be here forever. I don't know how many of you have lost loved ones, and in a shocking way. You know, one day you're talking to them and the next day they're not there anymore. Yeah, it's really important, everybody. Whatever age you are, you love somebody, you care about them, let them know every day if you can. If you can. Because you just never know.
He'd be the greatest of all time. He'd be the first to tell you that, for sure. I mean, this guy was a force like I have never seen. I mean, it was crazy.
I was obsessed with being the most dominant. He was obsessed with being the best ever. And sometimes you sacrifice a lot of things, and he did. All he did was work out.
Man, this dude he did not care. He was mean. He was nasty.
Yep.
He was competitive. He was vindictive.
Because I had you, I was able to just chill out into something.
Vindictive is a very good word to describe it.
He was vindictive.
Because I had you, I was able to just chill out into something. Do what I do.
See, he finally copped to the fact that after we won championships, he was like, okay, I can just relax and coast over the summer because I know I got a teammate who's going to be training 8-10 hours a day. I was like, see, that's the BS.
That would piss me off.
That's it.
That's what pissed me off.
There it is. There it is. That's what it was.
That was it right there. That was.
Listen, I got beat up. I got hack and Shaq. I was tired, man. I know he felt sometimes that I didn't work hard or whatever. But again, it all worked. 3 out of 4.
I wish he was in the gym. I would have had 12 rings.
Kobe was a beast. Nobody worked harder than him. But I think you could find success in many ways. See, Kobe was just getting married, getting to his family. I'm already 4 kids in. So after I put in my 2-3 hours of work, now I have to be daddy. Now I have to be husband. Now I have to take care of business. And mentally, I'm so strong, I don't need to work out for these bums anyway. That's what I'm thinking.
That was his biggest mistake, though. Shaq could have been GOAT conversation. Like, he could have possibly been the GOAT. I'm thinking Orlando Shaq. If that guy kept working on his game, that guy could have been the GOAT. But yeah, he thought I guess I can understand. He's that much bigger, that much stronger. He's dominating everybody. Even if he's like gaining 20 pounds, it doesn't matter. He's still dominating everybody. Eventually you feel invincible and you think it's never going to end. And I think that's how Shaq felt, but it became the biggest mistake, and it was the detriment to his career because it ended too soon. And by end, I mean like it plateaued way too soon.
So, I think it would have been a better question if we'd have no championships, no MVPs, and I would have been an absolute familiar. But the resume you just read, that was a hell of a resume, sir.
It's a hell of a resume. You can't question that.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's still one of the greatest. I mean, there's no doubt. When I say like one of the GOATs, I mean like top 3, or 1. But no, man, Shaq, prime Shaq, he's got to be on everyone's top 10. He's my starting center on my all-time list, just as far as because I've got it set up in a certain way. But yeah, it's hard. I don't even want to get in that conversation. I think he's my starting center, but then I think about playing a little smaller with Hakeem Olajuwon and the dynamic between Jordan and Hakeem. And yeah, anyways, here we go. Sorry.
And then when I left, it wasn't about me and him. It was about the business of basketball. The reason why I got traded, it wasn't about me and Kobe beef. It was what they wanted me to take less money. Mm-hmm. Not doing that. Mm-hmm. They wanted to go younger. They said, hey, man, we owe you 40 next year, but we don't want to give it to you. We want you to go down to 25. After we split apart, were you trying to get more championships than me?
Absolutely. And I knew you were going to get one. Because of the energy, going into Miami and D-Wade and everything that was there. I knew you were going to get that one. So I knew I had to get at least 2 or 3.
Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. The LA Lakers, the 2010 NBA champions. 5 rings. 5 of them.
Do you think I was pissed when you got number 5?
Of course you were.
Oh,
no doubt.
I told my house.
No doubt. I bet you did.
No, I went crazy. Because when I got 4 and you got 4, I was like, hey, I got 4, he got 4, let's straight. When you got that 5th one, and then hold on, you said, I just wanted to get one more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely.
TVs.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? There ain't nothing he can do about it either.
Yeah. We had great times. We had respectable ups and downs, not real life ups and downs, respectable ups and downs. It's a big brother, little brother situation.
Hey, you guys remember, man, the first year Shaq was with the Miami Heat? You guys remember that Christmas game? Man, my whole family watched that. Those two, they gave each other like a little bump, but dude, they wanted to kill each other that game. It was the most uncomfortable game I've ever seen. If I'm remembering it correctly, it had like a rookie Bynum in there too, and Shaq just like annihilated him.
CEO. I got a lot of guys that work for me. We don't always agree with things, but because we have respect for each other, that's why we always win championships. After we played, I wish we could have communicated more. I haven't seen or spoken to him in 11 years, and now you ask me about Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Well, I mean, when you're playing in a market like Los Angeles, everything becomes magnified, right? And so it's never really the issue between two people because those things can be solved with a conversation.
Last time, we did the sit-down everybody was waiting for. That's the last time I hollered. Like, I didn't get the number. I didn't text him. I didn't holler him, and that still haunts me. all the shit we went through, we could have shook hands and put that aside. Because people think it was worse than it was. It's just two brothers going at it.
But when things get hyped up a lot, all of a sudden you have other people intermingling in between. And we weren't mature enough to tell everybody else, shut up. Shut up.
I think the same thing happened with Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb in Philly back in the day, if any of you follow football.
I know what to do. I know the right thing to do. We're going to do it.
Luckily, I won 3 out of 4 with this guy, but I was up to this guy. So I owe you an apology. I'm going to give you an apology, but we ain't going to be doing all that crying. Like I love you for that moment. So thank you for that moment.
Thank you.
You know, me and Diesel got to stick together now. Man. I know how we do.
That's so cool. What a video. Man, great suggestion. Great suggestion. These comments are just filled with amazing video suggestions. What a community we have here. I feel very lucky. I'm very thankful. I mean, it's just a pleasure just chatting with you guys every single day and knowing every single time I pump out a video, I'm going to get to talk about these topics with you guys. Really cool. Thank you, everybody, for watching and commenting and being part of the community. Like, I go back some months ago, and I had no idea what was being created here. I was just some dude making videos and having fun, you know, just reacting to stuff. It's almost on a dare, you know? But anyways, everybody, share your best Kobe stories. We don't need a major topic here. There was a lot of stuff covered in this video, so you know, I shared some of my Kobe stories, what he meant to me, and mind you, I say all of that while he was playing. At least the majority of his career, when the Lakers and the Suns were rivals, I hated the guy. Not personally, but as far as like I was booing him, cheering against him, telling him he sucks, you know, like when I was at games, because I wanted them to lose and I wanted the Suns to win. But it was never anything personal. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. All those stories I shared, that's like despite the fact that like as a competitor and as like, you know, he was the villain to us Phoenix people. I still respected the hell out of the guy. And I learned a lot from him. So, all right, I told some stories. We heard some stories from Shaq and Kobe. Share some of your stories, huh? All right. You guys have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Be good to the people you love. Take care of each other. And I'll see you tomorrow morning on the next one, okay? Thanks for watching.